Manila, a city pulsating with life, carries within its soul a rich tapestry of history spanning centuries. Long before the arrival of the Spanish colonizers, Manila Bay thrived as a bustling hub of trade and cultural exchange. Archaeological evidence whispers tales of a vibrant settlement nestled along the banks of the Pasig River. The river, a lifeline of commerce and communication, connected the island's interior to the vast expanse of the South China Sea. Manila's strategic location along ancient maritime routes made it a magnet for traders from distant shores. Chinese junks laden with silk, porcelain and spices sailed into its harbour, their arrival a testament to the city's growing economic prowess. Merchants from the Malay archipelago brought with them exotic goods, their arrival adding to the vibrant mix of languages and customs that characterized pre-colonial Manila. These trading partnerships fostered a cosmopolitan atmosphere. The heart of this ancient trading hub was the settlement of Maynila. It was ruled by Rajahs, local chiefs who held sway over the surrounding territories. These rulers, astute in matters of commerce and diplomacy, forged alliances with neighboring kingdoms. Their reign saw Maynila flourish as a center of trade. They welcomed foreign merchants, recognizing the prosperity their goods brought to the port city. This era of relative peace and prosperity laid the foundation for Manila's future growth. However, the arrival of the Spanish in the 16th century would irrevocably alter the city's destiny, ushering in a new chapter in Manila's long and storied history. The arrival of foreign traders in pre-colonial Manila had a profound impact on the city's cultural landscape. The influx of goods and ideas from across the seas enriched local customs and traditions. Indian traders, their ships laden with spices and textiles, brought with them the influence of Hinduism and Buddhism. These religions, with their emphasis on karma and reincarnation, found adherents among the local population. Chinese merchants, renowned for their business acumen, established themselves as a prominent force in Manila's commercial life. They set up shops and businesses, introducing new goods and technologies to the local market. Their influence extended beyond the realm of trade, with Chinese architectural styles and culinary traditions leaving an enduring mark on the city. The arrival of Malay settlers from present-day Indonesia and Malaysia further diversified Manila's cultural tapestry. They brought with them their language, traditions, and a deep connection to the sea. Their expertise in navigation and shipbuilding contributed to the growth of Manila's maritime trade. The blending of Malay, Chinese, and indigenous cultures created a unique and vibrant society. This fusion of cultures is evident in the languages spoken, the food consumed, and the arts and crafts produced in pre-colonial Manila. The city's strategic location at the crossroads of maritime trade routes had transformed it into a melting pot of cultures. This rich cultural heritage, shaped by centuries of interaction and exchange, would continue to evolve and adapt in the centuries to come. The year 1571 marked a turning point in Manila's history with the arrival of Spanish conquistador Miguel López de Legazpi. He, having sailed from Mexico, claimed the islands for the Spanish crown. This event ushered in a new era of colonial rule that would last for over 3 centuries. Legazpi, recognizing Manila's strategic importance, declared it the capital of the newly established Spanish East Indies. To solidify their control over the city, the Spanish embarked on the construction of Intramuros, a fortified city within a city. Intramuros, meaning within the walls in Spanish, was designed to be an impregnable bastion of Spanish power in the region. Construction began in the late 16th century, with indigenous labor conscripted to build the massive walls and fortifications. Within Intramuros's imposing walls, a new city arose, reflecting the grandeur and authority of Spain. Churches, convents, and government buildings, all built in the Spanish colonial style, dominated the cityscape. The wide avenues and plazas of Intramuros were a testament to the Spanish desire to impose order and control over their new colony. Life within the walls was governed by Spanish laws and customs. Intramuros became the center of Spanish political, religious, and economic power in the Philippines. It served as a base for the Spanish galleons that sailed annually to Acapulco, Mexico, laden with goods from Asia. The construction of Intramuros marked a turning point in Manila's history, transforming it from a relatively open trading port into a heavily fortified colonial city. Section 4: Galleon Trade, Prosperity and Exploitation. The establishment of the galleon trade in the late 16th century had a profound impact on Manila, shaping its economy and society for over 2 centuries. This lucrative trade route, linking Manila to Acapulco across the Pacific Ocean, became the lifeblood of the Spanish colony. Each year, Spanish galleons, their holds brimming with silks, porcelain, spices, and other treasures from Asia, would set sail from Manila. These voyages, fraught with danger and uncertainty, promised immense wealth for those who dared to undertake them. The galleon's arrival in Acapulco was a major event, their precious cargo eagerly awaited by merchants and consumers alike. The galleon trade brought enormous wealth to the Spanish crown and to the merchants involved in this trans-Pacific commerce. However, the prosperity brought about by the galleon trade came at a high cost. The indigenous population, subjected to forced labor and heavy taxation, bore the brunt of this exploitative system. They were forced to work in shipyards, toiling under harsh conditions to build and maintain the galleons. The demand for luxury goods from Asia fueled the growth of cash crop agriculture in the Philippines. This led to the displacement of indigenous communities from their ancestral lands, further exacerbating their plight. The galleon trade, while enriching a select few, left a legacy of exploitation and inequality that would continue to haunt the Philippines long after its demise in the 19th century. Section 5. Seeds of Revolution and the Struggle for Freedom. The centuries of Spanish colonial rule were marked by sporadic uprisings and revolts as the indigenous population chafed under the yoke of oppression. The Filipinos, subjected to forced labor, heavy taxation, and religious persecution, yearned for freedom and self-determination. The execution of 3 Filipino priests in 1872 on charges of subversion further fueled the flames of discontent. This event, a stark reminder of the injustices suffered under Spanish rule, ignited a sense of national consciousness among the Filipino people. The seeds of revolution were sown, and a new generation of Filipino intellectuals and activists emerged, determined to fight for their nation's independence. Among these figures was José Rizal, a writer, physician, and advocate for reform. His writings, critical of Spanish rule and advocating for greater autonomy for the Philippines, resonated deeply with the Filipino people. Rizal's novels, No Lime Tangere and El Filibusterismo, exposed the corruption and abuses of the Spanish colonial regime. His works, widely read and discussed, inspired a generation of Filipinos to fight for their freedom. Rizal's execution in 1896 proved to be a turning point in the struggle for independence. It galvanized the Filipino people, uniting them in their determination to break free from Spanish rule. Section 6. A New Era Under the American Flag. The Philippine Revolution, ignited by the execution of José Rizal, raged across the archipelago, with Filipino revolutionaries fighting valiantly against Spanish forces. However, the revolution's ultimate success was short-lived. The United States, having emerged victorious in its war with Spain, intervened in the conflict. The Americans, promising freedom and assistance, ultimately took control of the Philippines, ushering in a new era of colonial rule. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1898, officially ceded the Philippines from Spain to the United States. This marked the beginning of a complex and often contradictory period in Manila's history. The American colonial administration, eager to establish its authority and modernize its new possession, embarked on a series of ambitious projects in Manila. They invested in infrastructure, sanitation, and education, aiming to transform the city into a model of American efficiency and progress. The Americans introduced a new system of government, modeled after their own, and established English as the language of instruction in schools. This period saw the rise of a new Filipino elite, educated in American schools and steeped in American values. However, American rule was not without its critics. Filipino nationalists, disillusioned by the unfulfilled promise of independence, continued to agitate for self-rule. The struggle for Philippine independence, though taking on a different form, continued under American rule.